Switch them. Switch them.
Really? That's how you start the show?
Ladies and gentlemen, men, women, and children of all ages, Illinois is going to the Elite Eight. I don't even know what to say. I'm a little taken aback by what I witnessed. Yes, victory lasers. Illinois is going to the Elite Eight for the first time since 2005. Everything we've done at this point is for the first time since 2005. I have plenty of things to say, but none of it really matters at this point because you don't need to make your free throws when you can just, hold the other team to what we did. Hello, welcome into No One Asked Us post-game show. Best damn Illini post-game show. He's Craig. I am Logan. 72-69. 3-point win over Iowa State in the Sweet 16. Illinois led this game the entire time. There was not a single tie. There was not a single lead change. Illinois controlled this thing from start to finish. And Illinois is going to the Elite Eight. Craig, hello. How are you? Chat, hello. Welcome. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Celebration. Celebrate.
Who needs sleep?
Who needs sleep, right? I mean, it's 12:45 East Coast time where we are, where I'm sure some of you are too. We don't need sleep. I may not sleep until Saturday, and this is where we're at now. Hello, Craig. What's going on? Tell me your thoughts. We've been playing with house money now, Chris. Yeah. I agree. We've been playing with it. Go on, Craig. How you doing? You picked up what I had. Congratulations.
Yes,
I gave
this
it to you
brightens
virtually.
my day. This brightens my day. It's been a rough couple days. I had a meeting with some work people that have cats, and I thought this was allergies, but it's been like 3 days now, so I don't think it's allergies because those don't stick around. So I think I've got a cold. So this brightened my day a little bit. I started feeling better about 10 minutes ago for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, it's a weird feeling. It's such a weird feeling because all day, like Chris said, like you just said, we're playing with house money. Like, we wanted a second weekend. We got a second weekend. If we would have lost tonight, I really probably wouldn't have been that upset. So it's just a weird feeling right now that we're going to play again on Saturday against the defending national champions with a chance to go to the Final Four. It's been a hell of a season. It's just been a hell of a season. I don't know how else to say it. We've got the most wins since 2005. We have the best individual season we've ever seen from an Illini. And the dude missed 6 games. Like, how much better would it be had the suspension not happened? There's just a lot of good things happening right now in orange and blue. And it's fun that we're going to get at least one more game out of this group.
So let's start with this. Truly, what were your expectations going into this game? I'm genuinely curious because we hadn't really talked about it. We did our post-game show last week after the Duquesne game. We kind of a little bit previewed this, but really, what were your expectations going into this game?
You want me to be completely honest?
Yes, that's why I'm asking.
I thought Illinois would win this game by 8 to 10 points.
Fair.
I thought Illinois' offense was just clicking like it hasn't all season. And I know the saying is offense wins games, defense wins championships. At this point, at Sweet 16, it's not a championship, like it's another game, So I thought offense would trump defense, and it truly did. If Illinois makes 6 more free throws, this is a 10-point game, Like, if Illinois shoots their free throw average, this is a 10-point game. So I was expecting an Illinois win, to be completely honest. And I mean, they got it. But this Iowa State team, their offense was just so out of sync today.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a whole lot of Iowa State. I don't know if I watched a game from start to finish of them all season. I just knew that they were very sound defensively and were very slow offensively, I think. They looked terrible because Illinois' defense isn't great. And Iowa State just couldn't do anything offensively until the second half. The second half, they came out and they looked like an Elite Eight team in the second half. But
Yeah.
that 20 minutes was rough for Iowa State.
I think really what this game came down to was the first 10 to 15 minutes of this game.
Yep.
Illinois played really well. Illinois shot the ball really well, not from the free throw line, but from three, from the field. The Iowa State defense wasn't quite as crisp in the first half. I think Illinois was moving the ball really well, and that's what they were able to take advantage of it. Now, the Iowa State defense, which is, of course, as everybody has said and everybody has heard, is the number one ranked defense analytically in the country coming into this game, and that defense came out in the second half. They were suffocating. The defense was absolutely suffocating. Marcus Domask couldn't get anywhere at times, but you get that lead early on, and you just never let it go. Iowa State tried to claw back in. They tried to everything they could, but as you said, their offense was not there. It was out of sync. That's the right way to phrase it. It was just non-existent. They were missing shots. It's not a great offensive team. That defense is their bread and butter, and it was good tonight, but it wasn't good enough. I kind of agree with you. My expectations going into the game, I did expect Illinois to win, but I kind of thought Illinois would win by getting to 80 or so points, which they got close. I mean, 72 is that's close, but I figured that it would be more of Illinois wins by 10 or Iowa State wins. I was kind of in that ballpark. And it was close. Illinois did get to 72. And as I said, I think it was that first half was the difference. And obviously it was only 3 points. We've talked about it a lot. Illinois' free throw shooting was abysmal tonight. They made them down the stretch. They made them when they needed to. Terrence made a couple at the end. And they made them when they counted, but the first half, really the first 35 minutes of this game, the free throw shooting was abysmally bad. If you're here, like, share, subscribe, get in the chat. Tell us your thoughts, ask us your questions. We'll get to those here soon. I know Craig's putting some of those on screen. Plenty to talk about. Thank you for everybody that's here hanging out with us. I know it's late. We'll be here for a little while at least. I don't think either of us are ready to go to bed, despite it being 1 o'clock here. Let's go over some of the.
I routinely, after games, it takes me at least 2 hours to wind down and go to sleep. So I might be up till 3 o'clock tonight.
I'm a little better about it. I can go to bed fairly quickly, but we'll see how tonight goes. Let's go over some of the numbers. Obviously, this was another Terrence Shannon game. 29 points for Terrence Shannon. I don't have his minutes because I haven't got the correct stats yet. I don't know how many minutes he played, but obviously he missed a good chunk of the second half in foul trouble. He picked up 2 fouls. He picked up his second foul towards the end of the first half. He picked up a third foul on a wishy-washy call early on in the second half, and then he trucked a guy on defense and to pick up his fourth foul. And then that was at the 16-minute mark or something like that. I mean, it was pretty early in the second half, and he missed a good chunk of time. He missed probably at least, I would think, 8 to 10 minutes in the second half. Still finished with 29 points. 29 points for Terrence Shannon, 10 for 19 from the field, 4 for 10 from 3, 5 for 10 from the free throw line. Not great, but as I said, he made them when they counted. The only other Illinois scorer in double figures tonight was Coleman Hawkins, who finished with 12 points, 2 threes, 4 for 8 from the field, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. Ty Rogers, 4 points. Quincy Guerrier, 5 points. Those two didn't. Quincy Guerrier didn't play much in the second half at all. Ty at least got in there a little bit. Dane Danger had some nice minutes, 7 points for him, 6 rebounds for Dane, 3 turnovers. They collapsed on him quite a bit. He some of it was forced, some of it wasn't. But it was Dane got his minutes. He would have liked to have seen him made a couple free throws, but that didn't happen. And then Luke Goody hit 2 threes, 2 clutch threes, and a couple free throws. He finished with 8 points. From the field, as I talked about the free throw line, Illinois was only 51% from the free throw line, 51.7, 9 for 29 from 3, 24 for 57 from the field. Won the rebounding battle, won the assist battle, and I mean, really, it came down to that start of the game. I really think that's the difference here, because Iowa State's second half was much stronger, but again, their offense just wasn't clicking. And I think that if they just made a few more shots, things would have gone a little differently. But they were missing bunnies, they were missing layups, they were missing threes. So I mean, Illinois won this game, but at the same time, I mean, Iowa State struggled. So you got to at least give credit where it's due for Illinois because they held on as Iowa State tried, but they never even tied the game. I don't think. I think it was Illinois led.
Was it the someone mentioned it in the chat? They got a steal when they were down 2 and missed the layup that would have tied it, I think, right?
Yep.
That was like the turning point. I forgot who said that, but someone in the chat, thanks for pointing that out because I had forgotten about that.
Yep. I mean, there were, several plays or several moments. I mean, Terrence getting that steal with however much time was left that led to the dunk. There wasn't anything that came of it, and it almost backfired on them. But immediately following that, Coleman almost got another steal. He was right there. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, and then we were kind of down a man on the other end. It worked out, but that would have been a huge turn. It was anyway, but had Coleman managed to get that steal, the game would have been over right there. But it was huge. I mean, again, I don't know what else we can say about Terrence Shannon. He is on one incredible heater. I mean, I don't have all of his numbers. I'm not scrolling through Twitter right now, but he's scored 25 at least every game in the postseason, including the Big Ten tournament and this. So that's now 6, 7 in a row, something like that. Just an incredible run that Terrence is going on. And again, that's even missing a good chunk of the second half of this game and only going 5 or 10 from the free throw line. He still finished with 29 points.
7 in a row. He scored 25 or more. 9 of the last 10, he scored 23 or more.
Yeah, he's on an incredible run right now, and he is pulling this team to an Elite Eight.
Was it Van Gundy that said he's the best offensive player in college basketball?
Yes.
I don't think many people would disagree on it, but he did not make any All-American teams.
He made the third team AP.
Third team AP, okay.
Yeah. But yes, we all know why he wasn't first or second team. I don't think that's really up for debate. I think everybody and their mother knows why he's not. But yes, he is on an absolute incredible run, and he willed Illinois past Iowa State tonight. This is a very good Iowa State team. Obviously, they're a number 2 seed. I had them. I'm not a professional, but based on the analytics and the numbers, I had them as a 1 seed. So this is a very good Iowa State team. Their offense was not there tonight, but the defense was solid, especially in the second half. But Illinois did what they had to do. Marcus Domask and Coleman Hawkins were. Terrence obviously scored his points, and he's going to score points, and he was the reason. But the facilitation at the top through the defense, primarily by Coleman, was spectacular tonight. I felt like him and Marcus both at times were finding guys that I'm not sure how they saw them. Some of the ball movement, especially in the first half, was incredible. But Coleman made a couple nice passes tonight. Marcus did too. But to find a way to get past that defense, which I was concerned about. I think everybody was concerned about. I mean, we know what the Illinois offense can be, but we also know what the Iowa State defense can be, and Illinois found a way to get past it. How's the chat? Do we have some questions? You have things you want to highlight?
A lot of love for Terrence. Obviously, a lot of people asking about his draft stock. I saw one that he was 12 overall to the Bulls, and then I saw one that he was like second round. So I don't know what the scouts are thinking with Terrence, but I find it hard to believe that he doesn't have a spot on an NBA roster right now. Like, I think he could. He's the prototypical pro. He's either shooting a layup or he's shooting a 3, and he plays good defense. So. Bootzilla here. If we win it all, CSJ's run will rival Kimba's run. One of the national guys, excuse me.
You're excused.
One of the national guys compared Terrence's 3 games in the Big Ten tournament. That's now 3 in the NCAA tournament to Kimba's 11, because he did 5 in the Big East, 6 in the NCAA. And Kimba scored like 22 points per game. Terrence was at 30. Kimba had like 2 rebounds a game. Terrence was at like 3 or 4. Kimba shot like 40 or 39%. Terrence was shooting like 56%. Like all of Terrence's numbers were way more impressive over this run than Kimba's were in 2011. Is that right? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's
that
2011.
sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah. So if Illinois pulls this off, Terrence's numbers are way better than Kimba's were.
No, Terrence's numbers are gaudy. I mean, it's incredible what he's putting up all season long, but especially this run. What else? Some Luke Goody love. Luke was clutch tonight. A couple clutch threes, couple good free throws towards the end. I wasn't sure. Luke hasn't shot a ton of free throws this year, and he hasn't been particularly great at shooting free throws this year. And nobody on this team was great at shooting free throws tonight. But Luke, when he had to do it, he stepped in there and made a couple of them, and helped to ice this thing. Luke was clutch, very clutch tonight. I'll give him that. He's one of those guys that he's going to get his minutes. He's going to give you effort. He's going to hit an open 3 when he has them. But sometimes he'll play 20 some minutes and you don't even know he's out there. And tonight Luke Goody was huge.
I'm not seeing a whole lot, but I've been kind of slacking on the chat tonight. I'm sorry. I see y'all
it's
in
okay.
there, but
it's
I'm not
okay.
pinning the comments like I usually do.
I personally forgive you. I can't speak for everybody. Once again, thank you all for hanging out with us. If you're in there, drop us a question. Craig might get to it. Might not. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how things go. What else do we need to talk about with this game, or do you want to start previewing UConn? I mean, we can nitpick everything all we want, but at this point,
free throws going to be an issue?
I mean, if they do that again, yeah. Yeah, I mean, everything will be an issue. UConn's the best team in the country. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not predicting Illinois beats UConn on Saturday. I do certainly think Illinois can play with UConn. And I won't be surprised if Illinois wins.
Did you see Derek Piper's tweet early in the game?
No, maybe.
Piper, I was going to say this earlier. I acted really weird tonight watching the game. I did not text. I sent off a couple texts at halftime, but I did not text during the game. I did not check Twitter at all during the game. I did not check the stats at all during the game. That is so unlike me. But I did see this one. I think it was the first media timeout I checked, but I didn't check after that. Piper, it might have been at halftime. UConn fan behind me. Piper sitting on press row, like second row off the court. UConn fan behind me said, "Dude, we don't want Illinois. We don't want Illinois at all." I think
it's fair. I maybe it's crazy to say this, and maybe this comes back to bite me in the ass on Saturday. I am, and had you asked me before this game, I would have said I'm less worried about UConn than I was Iowa State. And it's not because I don't think it's not because I think Iowa State's better than UConn. It's just I think Illinois can play with UConn. And I wasn't exactly sure what we were going to get with Iowa State. I just know what their defense can be. Can Illinois' defense do enough to limit UConn? I think that's going to be the biggest question here. I know we're riding with the offense, and I know that's the goal. And Illinois is going to try their damnedest to put up 90. That seems to be the objective, or at least 80. But UConn can match that. Not every team can match that. This is you're running into literally the best team in the country. on Saturday. So Illinois can beat UConn. They have to make their free throws. They cannot go 50% from the free throw line. If that happens, no shot, Sparkles. Like that ain't happening. But
Ken Pom has it as a 6-point game. 82-76.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but I do think this Illinois team is, if they get hot, they're capable of taking them down, and then you're in Phoenix next weekend. But we'll just see what happens. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited for UConn. I can't believe we're gonna get a shot at this. Yeah. I wouldn't. I'm not sure if you would have asked me at any point this season, had I really thought we would be playing in the Elite Eight against UConn. I truly don't know that even would have I don't know.
Elite freaking 8. No.
Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun?
Honestly, I know we both fill out multiple brackets.
Yeah.
In your sheet of integrity, your 1, how far did you have Illinois going?
To the Elite Eight.
You did. You had them winning today in your bracket.
Yeah.
Okay. I had them losing
today. I had them winning today, but I had them losing to UConn. Okay. I think in 4 out of the 5 brackets I filled out, I have them losing to UConn.
Yeah.
The one bracket I don't, I have them winning the whole thing.
Right.
Because of course, that's
you had to do. In case it happened, you had to.
But no, I think in every other bracket I filled out, I have them losing to UConn, which I think is, I mean, I don't think it's crazy for, to pick a 3 to beat a 2. I don't know if Illinois gets past UConn. I just don't know if they have enough. This will be the first time all season, aside from Purdue and Tennessee, that Illinois probably doesn't have the best player on the court. Although the run he's on right now, it's maybe proving otherwise, but
I think he is. I think he's
it's close. It's close. Either way. There's actually guys on the court that can match him in terms of skill and everything else. But he's on a whole different level right now. So maybe that is the case. Maybe he will be. Yeah, it's the early game on Saturday, 6:00 early. Well, compared to tonight, 6:09 Eastern time, 5:09 Central time, against UConn in Boston. UConn thumped San Diego State tonight, which wasn't really surprising. The rematch of last year's championship game. Let's see, what was the final on that one? 82-52. 30-point game. So that's who Illinois gets on Saturday. The other games tonight.
Did you see the stat as that game went final?
I don't know.
UConn has now won 13 straight NCAA tournament games they've won 9 straight NCAA tournament games by 13 plus points.
Wow.
Their run to the title last year and their first 3 this year, their closest game has been 13 points. That is unbelievable. Yeah,
they're a juggernaut, man. Danny Hurley has something special going on there. So we'll see if Illinois can play spoiler to the Huskies, because I think they're obviously on the fast track to Phoenix. The big upset tonight was the surprise Clemson over Arizona. Arizona was just kind of out of sorts late in that game. I don't know if you were watching all of it. I'm sure you were, but Arizona was struggling to hit shots, and Clemson's, they battle, man. Like they got some dudes, and I mean, I didn't have Clemson going this far. I thought it's hard to say that's the toughest region. I think it maybe the weakest region, but you get Baylor, Arizona, and Carolina in there. I'm sure very few people had Clemson coming out of that pool, but Clemson sees Alabama, who kind of stunned Carolina. So in a battle of football powers,
that's what I was going to say.
We have a football matchup in the Elite Eight in the late game on Saturday, Alabama and Clemson, a couple of what should be SEC schools. Tomorrow 4 games: Houston and Duke, NC State and Marquette, Purdue, Gonzaga, Creighton, Tennessee. What are you predicting on that side?
Houston, Marquette.
Yep.
Purdue.
Yep. Creighton or Tennessee? That's the biggest one.
Creighton.
Creighton. Okay.
Yeah, I'm picking Creighton.
What else we need to talk about with this game, or previewing, or whatever? I mean, I think this game was. I don't even know how to describe this. This feeling that I'm experiencing. It's. I mean, we keep. And Mark just said it, and like house money's kind of been the thing. Like I just kind of came into this game like whatever happens, happens. Honestly, and I'm. What's up? What are you looking at?
The locker room celebration video.
Oh God, I'll watch it. I guess
They got the Super Soakers out again, and Brad doesn't have a shirt on.
Of course he doesn't. This team is so much fun, man. Like this is just.
Did you see the Purdue fans on Twitter?
No, I don't know. Maybe
Sunday or Monday, whatever day it was. They put the Illinois locker room video of them like going crazy up against Edie's post game on court interview where he's like no emotion, just it's just another game. We do what we're supposed to do. It's like shut the hell up. Like let the kids have fun. Also, two completely different environments there. Like Brad did a post game interview too where he was serious talking about, it's nice to get the monkey off the back, but we're not done yet. So yeah. Purdue fans are like the most bitter ever.
I just saw something that I do want to point out, and this is a name that we haven't brought up all season long. The MVP of this game might have been Sincere Harris.
Oh, yeah.
You have to think that Sincere Harris played a huge role defensively on the scout team, preparing for what Iowa State was going to bring to the table. That's the role he's played all season long, and there's nothing you can do to replicate what Iowa State was going to bring to the table. But having a player like that on your scout team, maybe he was the MVP. We'll never actually know. But
I hope he stays, man.
I
hope he stays.
I do too. I'm ready for the postseason conversation, but we got plenty of things to talk about before then.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Sincere Harris because dude's a dog, and I'm sure he was all up in Marcus Domask and Terrence Shannon's business all week leading up to this game. So we got a good one on Saturday. Had a good one tonight. I'm excited. This is great. This is something that I haven't experienced in a long time. House money.
How old were you in 2005?
14. 14. I was in 8th grade.
Okay. Yeah.
I was in 8th grade.
I would have been a freshman.
Yeah. I was in 8th grade. I remember a lot of that run. It was a long time ago. 19 years.
I remember I watched the Arizona Elite 8 game with 2 Arizona fans. Ooh. That was, I'll never forget that one.
I watched that game from my grandmother's basement, pacing back and forth between rooms, with the TV on in both rooms. This is nice. This is fun. This team is fun to follow. This team has been a joy to ride along with, and it's been fun to do this. So I'm glad we get to do it again, at least one more time. We're gonna have at least one more post game show Saturday after UConn. Win or lose, we still booze. Win or lose, we still pod.
I will be on a bachelor party.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. Are we still having a pod?
We'll just be at a house. Well, we might be at a bar watching the game, so we'll see.
We may not still pod
where I'll be, but
maybe I'll just go to Boston.
There you go. Maybe I'll start a new life.
Yeah. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this. This has been a lot of fun. Tonight was great. I know it's late. It's late for us. I'm tired, but yes, I'm also tired and wired. Coach Steve is here, volunteering to step in. Final from Boston, 72-69. Illinois advances to the Elite Eight for the first time since 2005. Matchup with the number 1 team in the country awaits us Saturday, 6:09 Eastern Time, 5:09 Central. It's going to be a doozy. I cannot wait to see how that unfolds. Any last words for you, Craig?
I'm tired. I'm sick.
Craig's tired.
I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm all of the emotions right now. All of them. I'm just glad
yeah.
I'm flying my orange block eye Illini flag outside the house now. I get to wear my orange Illini jersey to work tomorrow in Indiana. So it's gonna be a fun couple months wearing some orange around the southern Indiana area.
Yes, that would be an enjoyable experience for you. You should just drive a little further north and just walk around Bloomington. Just for a couple hours, just to soak it in, just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna shut it down once again. Final from Boston, 72-69. Final Elite Eight on Saturday against UConn. For Craig, I'm Logan. We will see you guys maybe Saturday. Until then, this has been fun. Thank you. Hello, mother. Goodbye, mother. Good night. Guest, chat, friends, everything. Goodbye. ILL.